Welcome to Drunk on Social, the Symposium, where we help you stay ahead of social media trends, share the latest news, and highlight the strategies that are working to help you grow your business. Now let's join our hosts, Tristan and Jeff, in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the Drunk on Social Symposium, the podcast that keeps you out ahead of the social media world and might just teach you something new to enter into your business, enter into your branding strategy so that you can, do some crazy good things and grow your business like Tristan and I have. So welcome back, my friends. This is episode 18. And if I'm not mistaken, we've got an entire episode on some TikTok stuff. And so just hold on, don't press stop, don't leave, stay here. We've got something really interesting that actually just happened to me over the weekend that I want to share that is very relevant and how you could be using the exact same strategy to grow your followers and grow your opportunities. But first, let's start with the TikTok news, Tristan. So why don't you start with the shout outs?
Well, is it wrong that I'm uploading a TikTok as we speak?
No, that's
okay. Good. I don't feel bad then. But let me tell you, you and I both had luck over the last few days when it comes to TikTok, which is nuts. Yes. And that's pretty cool, dude. I mean, you blew the crap out of mine, but mine's getting started. It's got baby legs, okay? Baby legs.
What I noticed it had a ton of likes, which is an important statistic on TikTok. How many views were you up to?
I'm at currently, so it's the one it's homeowners number one mistake. It's at 53,000 views with 3,700 likes.
That's a good ratio right there, by the way. That's really good, because it's like one of my videos had over 500,000 views, but only 4,000 likes. That's not that good. Whereas the other one has 380,000 views with 48,000 likes.
Ooh, I like that ratio. And you know, one other thing that you have to look at is how many times is it being shared? Because that will help you understand, am I creating content that's being shared and that's why it's getting viewed and liked, right? Because right now, the length of this video is 16 seconds and it's being shared. It's been shared so far in less than 24 hours, 1,024 times.
Can you see that on the individual video, or are you just looking in Creator Tools?
I'm looking at the very bottom of the video. Each video has that option at the bottom. You'll see at the bottom, it says, it'll tell you how many views and then how many shares.
Okay, so the one's got 2,100 shares. I guess that's pretty good.
Dude, that's really good, bro. All right, so now you look at that. I love how we're going into this, but this is important because now you look at it and you say, okay, got it. I've got this many views. I've got this many shares. And then, dude, I have a 16-second video that's being viewed on average 16 seconds. How huge is that? Like, that's telling me the whole video is being viewed.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And this is my first one that, from the ones that have gone viral, this is the one that's had that for the first time. People viewing the whole thing.
I never look at these analytics. And so I want to point this out to those of you listening. So if you go into your TikTok account, you go to your page, you open up one of your videos. At the bottom, you'll see what Tristan's talking about. It says how many views, how many shares. Then next to that, it says more data. Click on that more data and holy crap, total play time, average watch time, watched full video, where they found it, where they're coming from, the people that are watching. And then of course it has your views, your likes, your comments, and your shares. That's analytics right there, my friend. You can't find this stuff on too many platforms, if any, to be honest with you.
And it's so easy, man. And look, I also keep track of followers. So for 52,000 views on the new video, I have 1,000 new followers. So let's just say that's a good ratio, right? For us, 52,000 views, I get 1,000 followers.
That's huge.
That's massive.
That's really massive. And so you're looking at that under your creator tools, correct?
Yeah. So
and that's interesting because so I want to point this out. So my videos you're getting much more play, but I've only gained like 600 followers.
All right. So then that's where we have to go into the content, right? Which you and I both bounce between, right? Look, like you've seen my dumb videos for my stormtrooper helmets, right?
Yes.
Versus the education ones like this one. And the funny thing is, Jeff and I were talking about this, and although we have a good idea of what can catch on, we can never rely on knowing exactly which one's going to go viral. But we know we're close because we've done it a few times, right?
Correct.
And so, Jeff, the thing that's exciting me is now everyone, at least in the United States, has the ability to post 3-minute videos on TikTok. And that to me is awesome because there are some videos I wish were a little longer. Some videos I wish were shorter for sure. But some I wish just had maybe like an extra 20 to 30 seconds. And why do you think that TikTok said, let's extend this just a little bit more? What do you think the reasoning behind that
Well,
is?
first of all, one of the things to point out, unless it's changed, the only way you can post a 3-minute video or more than a minute is to post it an existing video. You can't create a 3-minute video. You can only create a minute video. And let me go double check that. But last I checked, that's all you could do. And
They might have changed that, buddy.
It is. They now have the 3-minute option to create. Okay. Because of what I was going to first say was I've seen this on some accounts, like people were using it to just post essentially commercials. Like I went down a rabbit hole and saw the gal who was on The Bachelorette, and she had posted a commercial for The Bachelorette. And it was just in a video that she was just taking it from somewhere else and repurposing it. I think that's a big deal of this, because I have repurposed content to TikTok before, but I always had to cut it down. Even if it was a 1:15 video, I had to cut it down to a minute. So I think that's a lot of the reason for it, because how YouTube is wanting to compete with TikTok with shorts. Now TikTok's wanting to compete with YouTube by saying you can post your longer content and you don't need to cut it down to 60 seconds. I think that's the biggest reason why.
Dude, you know what? I agree with you. And it's interesting to see everyone else on the social media side scrambling to make stuff happen, right? Because now with a 3-minute extension, does that make IGTV kind of like non-existent in the next year? Because at some point, like I don't even go to IGTV. I go to YouTube, right? Sometimes I go to Reels, but mostly I go to TikTok and YouTube when it comes to videos.
Yeah.
Right. There's no middle ground. And I think right here where Reels decided to shorten it to 30 seconds, thinking they were going the right way, TikTok's like, psych, we're going to go longer.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
Yeah. Which tells you that Reels they'll be following. But in typical, and that's the thing about Instagram is that the reason why TikTok, and we're totally derailing here, so we're just going to have to add news to the next one. This will be just to be a good conversational episode.
Yeah.
The thing about Instagram, or the thing about TikTok, I should say, that makes it so much more appealing to people is that I pretty much know that when I post my Reels, I'm hoping for a couple thousand views. But so I go through a run, 5 or 6 videos, a couple thousand, 5 or 6 videos, 5. Like really bad. Like it doesn't even make any sense. And every once in a while they'll creep up into 100 or something. But with TikTok, you have virality like at your fingertips. You can taste it. I mean, I've got one of my loan officers right now. She posted a couple of videos from going to that restaurant. I think it's Big Dick's, where they put those things on your head and they write something funny on them. Like,
wait, what's her name? I want to follow her and check it out.
Stephanie Whaley is her name.
Stephanie. And then how do you spell her last name?
Whaley. Let me see what her name is on here.
Got it. Stephanie Whaley Mortgage.
Yeah. And she hasn't created any, like I'm trying to coach her now into what to produce. Cause I'm like, now you have the eyeball. So you look down, she's got 2 videos, 3.4 million, 2.3 million.
Dang.
Right. So she jumped up to 3,200 followers. She's got 1.3 million likes, but the point is now she has a captive audience. she's going to show up on their feed. And I told her, I said, like those videos, there's nothing unique about them. You were just sharing life. Like those are really story type posts,
Dude,
right?
she needs to post more restaurant stuff.
Or just, but so, yes.
The waiter flipped the camera guy off. I'm multitasking here, Jeff. This is hilarious.
I love that. But that's the thing. That's where TikTok's got to figure it out, because on Instagram this doesn't happen. Dude, I've created so many freaking reels, and I've had one go off for 120,000.
Dude.
And TikTok, we're hitting hundreds of thousands. And so TikTok's figured out that it's that's a human mentality of just like of winning, and you have a better chance of winning even if you get nothing out of it, which I do want to talk about that. I want to talk about a strategy, because at the end of the day, this is just vanity. We're talking about vanity here. How do you turn vanity into business? And so here was my thought. So I want to give an example. So I had some videos that just went off this over the weekend, and we kind of, Tristan knows this, I know this. The stuff that I post at the Lake of the Ozarks just tends to do well. It's just interesting to people, right? But think about it, right? If I was a real estate agent or a sales professional of any kind at the Lake of the Ozarks, which there's thousands of them, why would I not be doing this? Because here's your deal. You create this content that gets hundreds of thousands of views, which then gets them to follow you. Then you sprinkle in, like I'm going to do, all of my other content, whether it's real estate, whether it's selling boat stereos, hell, it doesn't matter, whatever you're selling. All of a sudden, your stuff's going to show up on all of these people's feeds. And now you have all this freaking opportunity, and it's not costing you anything but a little bit of time to create easy freaking content. I was telling Tristan, one of these videos that has over 500,000 views, we were driving by in the boat. I was like, look at that diving board. I circled back to video it. I did. Yeah. There's nothing to it. And so I think that a lot of people that are listening to this, a lot of you probably missed the boat on the concept here, because again, okay, big deal. You got a bunch of views on a boat. You got a bunch of views on on a bunch of boats, right? You got almost a million views over the weekend. Well, think about that. I mean, think about doing that in your community, is finding that content they're gonna drag them. And not every community has this opportunity, but even if you live in a podunk town that has nothing exciting happening, if you can pick up geographical followers, that's your opportunity to then sell them your stuff with your other business content. And there's so much opportunity here on TikTok. It's absolutely.
Well, I mean, you pepper it in, dude, just like you say all the time. You fill up the stadium, right? Because they're coming to dude, it's like I bought tickets to go see. Okay, so I'm going to date myself. I bought tickets to go watch NSYNC, like way back. Okay. Justin Timberlake and the crew. Nice. And then before NSYNC gets there, I need to listen to all these crappy ass singers, right? Like the opening act, the one after that, and all that crap. And then chances are, because I'm listening in, I might like one of those. I might like, whoa, I never knew that band. That's kind of cool. We're doing the same thing here, right? You're attracting people with the stuff they like, and then you're peppering in your business, right? And so that's what Jeff does so well here. So I think that's one thing we can learn from. Just find your niche. Find your niche.
Well, if you get lucky and you just create content, eventually they go viral. And like I told, so this is the advice I gave Stephanie, and this was just today that we were having this conversation. I said, you need to find your pillars of content. So, find the stuff that you enjoy talking about or you need to talk about. So for me, I need to talk about mortgage and real estate to remind people what I do. But I do it in an educational sort of way. I need to talk about video and social because it's part of my business. It's what I do. And then in my opinion, I need to put authentic content out because it allows people to get to know me without actually knowing me. And so all three of those things, and now, of course, I have to sprinkle in. Lake of the Ozarks is taking on legs of its own. It's not a piece of my authentic content anymore. It's its own pillar, because I'm going to gain thousands of followers over this summer. And imagine what you could do with that. Imagine if I worked that market. I'm just doing it for fun. I'm doing it to test shit. Like I told Tristan, I'm going to run this stuff on Reels to see what it does because I want to test. I'm just testing because we want to teach you guys. We want to keep educating you. But for some of you who actually would do, if somebody's listening right now, like Ramsey at the Lake of the Ozarks, or anybody at the Lake of the Ozarks, or any market, even remotely similar to that, Lake Tahoe, any vacation area,
Lake of the anything, beach of the anything,
correct.
Whatever of the anything, as long as it becomes a pillar, right? Like make sure that you say, okay, like Jeff did it really good. Like there's a pillar for the lake, right? That's one of his pillars. The other one is education, right? And then the third one is he mixes it in with his family or what he's doing. And then that's what he alternates between, right? But the key is you've got to know what those pillars are so you go to them easy. Like for me, education and then tech. And then every once in a while, you'll find some random ass weird shit in there.
That's the authentic stuff though. That's you.
Yeah, that's weird.
I'll give one more piece of advice and we'll wrap this one up. Another one that somebody sent me today. So one of my buddies, Dan Lesniak, who's grown a massive real estate team with his wife, Carrie Scholl. Yes. He's crushing TikTok right now. He's another guy you should check out. And he's like, basically he's an expert. I don't know if you've checked him out, Tristan, but it's organic growth. He's up to 270,000 followers, 1.8 million likes. He's just crushed. He's figured it out. And
dang.
So if you're growing a team, or you're a brokerage or whatever, here's one of the things Dan did. He sent this to me because we're partners on the mortgage side. And he's like, can I do this on the mortgage side as well? And what he did is he would walk into his office and say, hey, so-and-so, how long have you been a real estate agent? 6 months. How much did it cost you to get your real estate license? $600. How many deals are you going to close this month? And they're like, this many deals. How much gross commission is that? $75,000, $200,000. I mean, so he's grabbing all this attention, and guess what? That's a recruiting tool. So now everybody's watching this and they're like, holy crap. Like I'm making $2,000 a month. I could make how much? And so all of a sudden he says his coffer's full, like they're adding agents. So that, again, it works for them because they have a model built around that, but it's so freaking smart.
Dude, I mean, I was telling Jeff, I'm like, Jeff, you're building a cool monster here. Maybe you could sell boats. I don't know. But
I wish.
They're gonna be like, Jeff, are you the TikTok influencer? Can we give you a boat and you could just TikTok all day? Wouldn't that be awesome, bro?
Dude, what would be cool is if they said like at the shootout at the events, which is boat races, and they're like, we're gonna put you on like the boat that waves the green flag, or we're gonna put you on the boat at the finish line, or we're going to put you on the helicopter that's flying over so you can create all this content. I don't think that's actually going to happen, but that would be really cool.
That would be badass.
Yeah.
All right. Well, look, I think you and I have proven that this stuff is easier than what people think it is, because you and I have both gone viral a few times, and it's consistent. It's consistent, man.
And it up partially too is looking at your account, you're just like mine. You go through runs where it's 200, 300, 400, 500 views, and then all of a sudden, bam, 2,000, bam, 6,000, bam, 50,000. And the reason why you hit it is because you're just constantly testing. You're just constantly putting out content because you just never know what's gonna pop, man.
That's so true, man. That's so true.
And by the way, here's the byproduct. If you never pop, you're creating content that you can multi-purpose to 3 or 4 or 5 other platforms. So
that's true.
That's it, man. I think we wrap this episode up. This has been a TikTok crazy episode.
The TikTok special, should we call it that?
Right. Maybe not. We could actually lose listeners as a result.
Should we call it the Chinese special then?
Oh yeah, that'll really gain them.
That'll bring everybody.
That'll really bring them in. Yes. Good stuff, brother. Well, this has been episode number 18. Don't forget, folks, subscribe, like, give us a rating. Go talk, give us a testimonial, share this with your friends. This is something that we're passionate about. We love sharing.
Give us 5 stars on the Apple podcast version of this, please.
And if you can find a way to give 6, we'll send you a hat.
There we go. That's a good idea.
All right, brother. We'll see you on episode 19.
See you.
Thanks for listening to Drunk on Social, the Symposium. We are here to help you take your business to new levels through social media. Make sure to subscribe to get updates on new episodes and come join us on our Drunk on Social Facebook page. And as always, make sure you leave us a great review on your favorite podcast app. Feedback and likes are very much appreciated.